Russia, I think, is pushing back again. They were on the outskirts of Moscow, but they no longer are. I wonder how Germany is doing for manpower. Limited conscription. Around 2.7 million. I think they're fine. Probably because most of the fighting's been done by Ukraine. Who is on all adult serve. You have 3.8 to 5 million soldiers. You probably have about 4.5 million manpower right now, Ukraine. Why are you on all adult serve? Silly. It's like Spain being on scrape the barrel, despite being on 1.3 million. Ugh. I think the AI is getting a little too trigger happy with manpower laws. Okay, so we can get rid of some of our oil purchasing. Sorry, Mexico. Not sorry. How much? I'm losing 29 factories to consumer goods. Irish heavy industry, armour focus, that's 10% right there. And then O&O Duffy. So I think next time I have the option to focus my industry, I'm not going to focus on anything. Despite being an island nation and neighbouring to Britain, our navy only consists of a few destroyers mainly used for search and rescue of drowning fishermen. If we had to stand a chance against Britain's famous navy, we will need to expand. Except for the fact we've already beaten them, but sure. You tell yourselves that. Fighter 2, and then we can actually start producing Fighter 2s while we research whatever aircraft we decide to go for. Probably tactical bombers. French Republic's declared war on Tuaregs. Considering how you usually absolutely annihilate them and now you actually own France, I don't think that's going to be a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bump these up so they get built straight after their infrastructure does. Yeah, that's fine. And Wales. Oh wow, Wales. You're going to be slow because Wales doesn't have much infrastructure, so let's drop you down a bit. In fact, Wales has basically no infrastructure. We'll leave you there for the moment and we'll mess around with you later on. We have some time. Your Hearts of Iron game crashes whenever you justify Nevada from the US as Mexico. Is it 1938 by any chance? You miss a bit and the next thing you know we have the Irish Isles. Yep. You missed a little bit. And also the Carlos Spain one. They may have had a little bit of help from the Irish armour divisions. Japan's declared war on Thailand. Japan's looking quite strong. Russia's looking pretty... Actually, Mongolia's eating into Russia. That crazy Roman Unberg von Sturmberg. Sorry, Roman von Unberg Sturmberg. Major research breakthrough. Great news from the ASIC. Our research teams have announced that they've made a major discovery in the field of direct interest to the Irish government and the military. This breakthrough will no doubt prove helpful in the future. Gain a random research speed bonus. I did not even know that was possible. Cool. Well, that was quick. Okay, next up is going to be the screen research project so that we can pump out those light cruisers faster. Oh, and this is research bonus for heavy cruisers. So I think we're going to go screen research, Grand Fleet for Ireland, carrier. The purpose of a screen is to scout for a fleet and protect it from submarines and aircraft, something that would be useful in detecting British submarines, especially British famous RAF. Yeah, destroyers are anti-submarine, light cruisers are anti-air. Okay. How's the mechanized doing? Oh, we have enough for 2 more units. You and you. Congratulations. You are reformed Kaiserreich. Yeah, 38 is when the crash tends to happen. We had that in the multiplayer game too. Not importing aluminium, not importing steel. Importing a little bit of tungsten, but that's fine. We will survive. Well, that's when it crashes, August 6, 1938. Yeah, as far as I know, the exact reason that it crashes in 38 hasn't been determined yet. The way to do it is just keep save and reloading until you get past that point. And the other thing that I would suggest is don't play on a high speed. Slow the game down around when it crashes. And hopefully that will help you fix it. That's how I got over the 38 hump here. Okay, so we have Kampfgruppe, which increases recovery rate and organization of all infantry and motorized and mechanized, which is awesome. Now, I don't think we need desperate defense for the recruitable population, so let's go for modern blitzkrieg, which is even more organization for tanks, infantry, and motorized and mechanized. Recovery rate for tanks and armor variants. Yes, that's another one I want. Fire brigades were hastily scrambled forces thrown together to react to enemy breakthroughs or other critical issues. Do it. Well, it just means that all your generals are members of the Illuminati. Wait, did I say I had enough for 2 mechanized? Not really, but I'm going to do it anyway. Let's start you all training. Maybe they're just shy. Quite possibly. I could start producing some of the older fighters so we can start building up some efficiency. Nah. Nah, we'll just use the 1940 model. Yeah, Russia's definitely pushing them back. Down here, that's all new. And they're taking Crimea back as well. I just fancy getting involved with someone again. In this war, no. If Germany was fighting France and Russia at the same time, I would help Germany against France. This war, I don't really care about. I could help Mongolia just for the lols. I could help Japan against Thailand. What wars are going on? Mexico, America. I could help the Pacific states against Mexico. Maintain a bit more of a balance of power over here. Although this is fighting entirely in mountains, which does not suit tanks. No, never mind. The Platine-Peruvian War. Also mountains, no thanks. German-Russian is probably the most likely. Turkestan-Russia is going to be over soon. Egypt-Ottomans. I think my tanks would do very well in the Egypt-Ottoman War. I think I might go and join the Ottomans. Send troops to Serbia. That is another option, yes. Who's Serbia fighting? Or Romania, Austria. Oh, that is the Serbian one. Serbia and Greece versus Austria, Transylvania, Bohemia, Illyria, Slovakia, Galicia, Ludmira, and Hungary. I mean, fighting in Hungary would be more open. I wish we could send more than 2 divisions. Tom Barry, what a guy. Indeed. Ooh, actually, speaking of names, I've been slacking a little, I apologise for that. Just getting my name list out. Right, Navy, are you named? You're not. There is really only one Navy name. The Dravy Navy. It's basically just going to be permanent Dravy Navy. And then my main bludgeoning people are going to be... Who's not had a name for a while? Bull's Boys. And these are all kind of backup units. We won't name them for the moment. If I get like proper generals again, then I will name them. Also to... Wait, hang on, sorry. What land doctrine would you recommend as a general go-to? I tend to lean towards superior firepower. I actually find superior firepower to be the weakest. I don't like it at all. It really depends what you're doing. If you have a lot of industry and you're going to be building a lot of tanks and things, mobile warfare. If you have a lot of manpower but not much industry, mass assault. If you have a general balance of everything, or if you need to be a bit more defensive, grand battle plan. Like any circumstance where you might think of going superior firepower, or just go grand battle plan instead, honestly. Industrial strategy. I'm going to say no need for a policy right now because I want the 5% factories. Although we could get Air Force focus to get more aircraft. We don't have aeroplanes going yet, so no, we're not going to get any. Who are you playing as? You are, what, Mexico was it? Like mass assault, it will use up a ton of manpower, but the reason you want mass assault, it's a very specific one, is if you go down the... Actually, do they both have that combat with one? They do. So it doesn't matter which tree you take, whether it's mass mobilization or deep battle. It's all about the vast offensives or the human wave offensive. It's either of those. They're both the same level even. It's the infantry combat width minus 0.4. That means that your infantry takes 40% less combat width allocation, which in turn means that you can build a template which is 100% infantry, and it will count as a combat width of 40. So 100% infantry, so every single slot here filled with infantry, you will have an insane hit points, you will have an insane amount of organisation. You'll be extremely difficult to break. You won't necessarily have the best breakthrough, so you probably do want to back it up with a couple of medium tank units. Won't need many, just to punch a hole, and then once the hole is there, you just flood through with these ridiculously large units. It would probably be slightly better on longer fronts rather than thin ones, simply because your units are so heavy anyway with the 40 combat width that they're going to struggle to reinforce each other. If you have a smaller area where you're constantly cycling troops around, then you want to have constant reinforcement, so you want the smaller combat width. So big long line, like say over here, mass assault, 40 combat width with full set of infantry. Ouch. And you can give or take a couple with artillery as well. Just be aware that the artillery does not get the combat width reduction. So artillery would actually be even heavier in comparison than they ordinarily would be. But it is extremely manpower intensive. Extremely manpower intensive. You won't necessarily lose that many, especially if you have field hospitals. You just need a lot for your divisions. Like your standing army will be massive. Support artillery is generally a pretty good choice. Right, so we were thinking of helping Serbia. I think I am going to split you in half. We'll send the newbie tanks, like they have no experience yet. Serbia, send volunteers. Tom Barry, newbie tanks, off you go. I don't really know what our goal is going to be yet, but we'll get some army experience and some experience in generally that type of stuff. Guinea's been annexed. We still need to get Marines. When we have the improved computing machine or atomic research, we'll get that. Although we're in January 42 now. Irish immigration. Year 1941 saw the world largely at war with many refugees abroad with many seeking refuge abroad in safe harbours. The Irish government immigration laws in the state of the world at large contributed to the increase in the nation's population. Not quite as important anymore, but still nice. Now that we have the British population to lean on. I mean, one of the things I could do is spit out Scotland, Wales, England if I do need puppets for the manpower. But then I will need some more army experience to actually make that reasonable. Alright. I think we have enough for another mechanised. Or reform Gallagher even. Yeah, I really don't rate light tanks. Light tanks and mobile infantry, I guess, would be quite good. But they're really fast. They don't have as good a breakthrough as medium tanks. If lighter tanks had a higher breakthrough, then they would be very strong, but they don't. Right. Where are the Bulls boys? Oh, they appeared back there. It's fine. It won't take us that long to get up here. We could actually take out Romania. Get a nice cut-off here, although actually we would also have to fight through Transylvania, so no, cut-offs would be kind of difficult actually. And all of this is not core, so victory points down there would not count. I think we might just go for a knockout blow against Hungary, which would split them in two. So we'll see if we can race up towards Budapest. They keep attacking across the rivers into us. Not wise. Oh wow. That's not very likely to succeed. I see the problem here. We need to go over here and then hit from around the back. Because we won't need a river crossing here. I mean, we could also attack into Sarajevo, but I'm going to expect that's... Oh, it's only hills. We could certainly assist in the attack of Sarajevo, except we kind of suck at attacking urban. Let's punch through you. The counter-attack goes there. We're going to attack here. It's actually quite nice having the river up there. Forces them to attack into that. So my goal is to try and cross the river up here somewhere, where we're behind the front line, and then loop back around the back. So long as we don't get cut off, of course. Because that would definitely suck. Okay, so we can modify our government once more. I think we are going to grab the capital ship production thing. Actually, what's the chief of air? Are any of these going to be design companies? No, we don't need to get that immediately. What about these? Yeah, some of them are. Marine organisation, soft attack, hard attack. Actually, it's not a bad shout. But it's just the Marines. Screen attack, defence, navy speed, decisive battle, capital ship attack armour, naval AA. We're going to be using carriers, so we don't necessarily need naval AA. Oh, and that makes convoys cheaper too, and amphibious invasion speed faster. I think that's what we are going to do. We're going to go for Marines, so we will need to get this before we actually start researching Marines, so... Now. Because we're a long way away from starting to build our first carriers, that's why I'm not too concerned about getting that design company done yet. Oh man, more and more reinforcements keep arriving. I have a feeling this is going to be a bit of a slog. We should be able to send them some reinforcements though once we get our Marines finished. Because the Marines is going to mean that we have more divisions in general, so we can send more out. Although we... One of you... Reform Galagleich. Oops, no, you stay where you are. I just want you in that army. And then you can go and join them. Marvellous. You're really struggling here. Maybe we need to stop attacking that. Aha, screen research project. Good. Let's get the Grand Fleet for Ireland. If we are to stand up to the British, we must be able to build a fleet similar to their own. While this will take a long time, it will pay off in the end, just as it did for Germany, which also had a far inferior to the British. Which once also had a far inferior fleet to the British. Okay, cool. Onwards. Yeah, I'm going to pull back from that attack. We're going to see if we can punch through here instead. Maybe we will go for Sarajevo. So we're getting a little bit low on organisation. I hate that we can't see what they have. I can't choose where to punch through. Encryption's important. Or decryption, rather. No. Let's back off. Get ourselves a little bit more organisation. Let's prepare our attack here for that. Now, it would be lovely if you would tell me that Sarajevo is unguarded, but unfortunately that's not the case. And now we are building up preparation, plan preparation, so we get a heavier attack. So if you were attacking there and you were attacking here, how would we do? Not great. If you were attacking both in the same place, also not great. Let's just wait until we have organisation. Maybe we do need to do some hit and runs over here. Might be a little less guarded. We're almost done with the synthetics. Actually, we could probably stop importing quite so much. We can. And rubber. Good. Getting more factories back. And now we also have more civilian factories in production because we're no longer focusing tanks. Which is another good point. Alright, so they're attacking us, so let's move over here. Egypt and the Ottomans made peace. We are building a lot of medium tanks. I mean, we have a lot of everything. It's really manpower that we're lacking. "41 days, although I really need to get more decryption. No, we'll be patient. Where are my tanks? There they are. Hi guys! No, it's because you keep getting attacked as you're running along this line. That's unguarded. To which we say, mistake! Right, let's go and attack Bucharest. I get there first. Bye. Actually, what we might try and do is get us around here if we can. I think we can. Oh yes. Though I need to watch that they don't try and cut me off here. Nope, they're actually coming to reinforce me. Excellent, thank you. The Dáil considers the economy. Collins is always right. Obviously Collins is always right. All hail Collins. Let's have you recovering some organisation, then we'll go and attack Bucharest again. How about now? Immediate impact is what I like to see. Irish coming to the rescue.